Hello guys, my mini mansion's father house here. I just had three incredible rapture dreams. Just want to let you know that Jesus is coming and repent before it's too late. Give your life to Him because time is up. Time is literally up. Time is literally running out. Actually, time is up because a lot of people saying that the solar eclipse yesterday was just a warning, a judgment to come. So that's just a slash across America. So the other slash is 2024, which is the X marks the spot. X across America. That's Babylon. So the main instruction is coming and is on its way. So yeah, but I'm gonna get into my rapture dreams. Three of them. The first one I was on a city bus, and I was standing in the front of it in the aisle, and an argument broke out between the passenger and the bus driver, and they was arguing because she didn't want to pay. She had 4 kids with her, and this happened today. She didn't want to pay for her 4 kids. Yeah, she didn't want to pay for them. If she was arguing with the bus driver, she wanted them to be free, and she paid for herself, but not her kids, and arguing back and forth because she didn't want to pay for her kids at all. She wanted all of them, 4 of them to be free, and it doesn't work that way. It's a mess. I know the economy system's a mess. Anybody wants money, 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 including the bus companies. All I care about 2 things, a job and money. That's it. And as soon as she got off the bus arguing, she turned her anger towards me, the bus driver did, and she took her anger out on me, and she yelled at me saying, "Why are you standing there?" And a few seconds later, a flash happened, and my clothes just fell on the ground in front of everybody. That was the first rapture dream. Second rapture dream, I was in Walgreens. Yeah, I had a Walgreens rapture dream before. I was at Walgreens, standing in line, and a flash happened there all of a sudden. Then my clothes fell on the ground there. In the third dream, I was in I think I was in another Walgreens, and Rapture happened there also. So it's 2 Walgreens. One is on 35th, and the one's down the street from me. It's 2 different Walgreens. So yeah, I had a Rapture dream at both Walgreens, and one Rapture dream on a city bus. So it's 3 of them right there. Yeah, just want to let you guys know that the Lord is coming back soon, and Jesus is coming back, and He will rescue His bride. But he's looking for a spotless and wrinkle-free bride. Meaning looking for a church with a heart that's white as snow, clear as water. That's the kind of church you're looking for. Not a church with a heart filled with black oil like the world is. He ain't looking for that kind of church. That's a Laodicea. That's a lukewarm church. He ain't looking for no lukewarm church. And believe me, there's going to be a lot of Christians left behind, because the Christians, they have their heart filled with the Lord and with the world at the same time. I was watching that movie, The Greatest Story Ever Told, and the Lord Jesus told Lazarus at during the movie when Lazarus invited Jesus and his disciples to go see him. He said, "Is it possible for me to go with you?" I'm like, "Yeah." Will you give up everything that you have, meaning money and God? Can't worship money and God at the same time. And he said, "Who could do such a thing?" In other words, he walked away sad because his heart is filled up with merchandise and material things and money. He can't enter heaven like that. You just can't. Because the money down here now is earthly possessions. That's earthly. You just can't fill your heart with money like that. It doesn't work. You can fill your heart with money and earthly possessions. You just can't enter into heaven like that. You just can't. Because your heart is filled with earthly possessions instead of heavenly possessions. If you catch my drift. So yeah, his heart was filled up with money and earthly possessions that, he just walked away sad. And he just lost his place in heaven. He just lost his place. I just hope your heart and the world's heart is not like that. Everybody in the heart. Everybody's heart in the world. Hoping it ain't like that, but sadly to say it is. I hate to say it, but it is like that because a lot of Christians are filling their heart up with earthly possessions and money, and they put their faith and trust in a trust fund, college tuition, and a job, and they put their future into this world, which is really bad, which is not a wise decision to do at all. So the Lord wants you to put your faith and trust in Him and your future in Him, and not the world, and not your money, not your college tuition, not your college, not your trust fund, not your bank, not none of that. Put your faith and trust in your heart in Him and set it on Him and Him only. But a lot of Christians on the earth ain't doing that. They're doing the opposite of that. They're filling everything with their heart but the Lord. And some of them are half-hearted. Some of them are living lukewarm lives, meaning they worship the Lord on Bible study days and church days, but they go out and party and get drunk and go to frat parties and girls and drinking and getting high and stuff like that. Meaning they cut their heart in half, give half to the world and half to the Lord. It doesn't work like that. You either give all your heart to the Lord or all your heart to the world, meaning enemy. And I just now recently found out that the lead singer for Linkin Park, he hung himself or killed himself or whatever. Yeah, they found him in his apartment in I think somewhere in California, I think Los Angeles or wherever. Yeah, that shocked me to see that because he hung himself. He gave up hope. It was a black emptiness, a dark space in his heart. And the lead singer for Linkin Park, and hopefully you know who I'm talking about, was a rock band. The lead singer for them hung himself. He took his own life. So now he's in a lake of fire now, burning. So all because he had a black space in his heart, a black spot in his heart, dark space in his heart, and he tried to avoid it, get rid of it with singing, money, women, cars, houses. You can't fill the void in your heart with that, because it's not going to satisfy you. It's not going to do you any good. You can't live your life on this earth with a dark spot in your heart, with an empty spot in your heart, and fill it with earthly possessions and expect to be satisfied out of it. You can't expect any satisfaction from it, because believe me, you won't get it at all. You won't get the satisfaction you need or get the satisfaction you want from the earth. Trust me. Yeah, you won't get any of that. So what happens is, only way to fill that void is one thing is missing in your life, and that's the Lord. He's missing in your life. Yeah, the Lord's missing in your life, and the only way to fill that void is to add the Lord unto it, because you can't fill that dark space and that void in your heart without the Lord, because nothing on this earth, and I mean nothing on this earth, will satisfy that empty space in your heart except for the Lord. He's the only one, and literally the only one who can fill that empty spot. Because if you have a crack in your heart, like a slight crack in there, like a slight crack in your heart or a weak spot in your heart, trust me and believe this now, the enemy will find his way in there and use it against you. Believe me, he'll use your weakness against you, especially if it's a slight crack in your heart or an empty space in your heart or a weakness in your heart. Those three, the enemy will crawl up in that little crack and use that emptiness against you, the empty space against you, that crack against you, and your weakness against you. He uses all that against you. Believe me. And he will convince you that he'll tell you that, oh, you don't need the Lord, you don't need to read the Word, you don't need the Bible, you don't need this, you don't need that. Just come to me and everything will be fine. No, it won't be fine. That's the enemy trying to convince you. Yeah, that's him trying to convince you right then and there that you don't need the Lord, that you don't need to fill the empty space. Just come to me and I give you. Right? That's the enemy trying to convince you, and he already convinced a lot of people to kill themselves. You don't need the Word, you don't need the Bible, you don't need to be a Christian, you this and you that. And he is very convincing. And believe me, he convinced a lot of people to burn, a lot of people to go in a lake of fire with him. He convinced a lot of people to commit suicide, especially teens, rap singers, stars, celebrities, etc. So he convinced a lot of Hollywood people in movie entertainment business and in the music business commit suicide. Pill popping, drinking, shooting up drugs, hanging themselves, blowing their brains out with a gun, cutting their own throat, etc., etc. He convinced a lot of people to kill themselves, a lot. And the worst part is the Lord seeing more people going to the lake of fire than ever before, going to the lake of fire by killing themselves, taking their own life, committing suicide. The Lord's seen a lot of people do that, and it's really, really bad because he hates seeing people fall in the lake of fire, down to hell, burning, all because they took their own life and giving up hope and filling that dark, void, empty space with earthly possessions instead of the Lord. Yeah, he's seen a lot of people take their own life, and that's a separation. The lake of fire is a separation from God himself, because your name ain't no longer in the book of life. It's gone, deleted, erased. It's no longer in there. But it's different degrees down there, but it took your own life, man. Because that's people who's feeling depressed, sad, anxious, lonely, hurt. I've been there and, done that. I came close to taking my own life, but, I came close to that, but, it's wow. That was when I was younger, though. But teens are doing it, and celebrities, etc., are doing it. Because they go to parties and they think drinking and drugs is going to fill their heart up, that empty space in their heart, and it's not. That's the enemy filling their heart. Wrong person. The Lord should be filling your heart, not the enemy. Because all the enemy going to do is torture your heart and make it worse. That's all he going to do. Torture it, make it worse, and basically, in English terms, I don't know if you've seen that movie, Krampus. I just bought it because, the reason why I bought it, because I just seen it when it first came out. I don't see it as a horror movie. I see it as a biblical term. Because it's like, Satan is like the enemy is leading you into his trap. You got to avoid that with the Lord's word and speak against the enemy. I don't know if you've seen that one part when everybody was sleeping, they tossed the gingerbread man down the chimney. Okay, and he was shaking a chain. That's the enemy right there trying to trap you. And that's a kid. He fell for it too. He actually woke up and fell for that trap. Their heart was empty. I look at it, the reason why I bought that movie, I didn't buy it for a horror reason, I bought it for biblical reasons. That's how I see it, as a biblical reason. That's how I see the movie. Other people may see it different, but I see it as biblical. And at the end, it tossed his whole family and the kid into the lake of fire. And it turns out that was all a dream. But all in the end, it's all worth it if you just turn yourself over to the Lord, like surrender to the Lord, like turn the white flag. Give up, surrender your life to the Lord, and believe, even though we may go through troubles in our lives, but when you surrender your life to the Lord, in the end, be all worth it. But yeah, even Christians will tell you that it'll be all worth it in the end, because it's like we're gonna be up in heaven and we're gonna understand why the Lord, took so long to rescue His bride. He's coming back. There's people in the world don't have no patience. They're rushing to death. They're rushing into the lake of fire. They have no patience, man. I mean, cause it's like this. Yeah, it's like the Lord. No, nobody has no patience, man. Cause people don't have no patience nowadays, and they rushing their soul into the lake of fire. They have no patience with it at all. Sorry, guys, I'm getting a lot of interruptions here. Trying to make a point here, cause every time I make a video, I get interruptions a lot, and I'm trying to, make a point of all this. Anyway, yeah, people in this world in such a rush on what they're doing, rushing to die, rushing to do this, they just had no patience. I mean, the only thing rushing is the time, and people trying to beat the time, and you can't. Time clock is on God's hands, not on ours. And especially date setters. They date set something and they get pissed off when it don't work, when nothing happens. What they don't get is that timing is in God's hands. He'll rescue you when it's time. Not in your time, but on His time. The people date set, and what they don't get is, what they don't understand is that they get pissed off when it don't happen, when nothing happens. Okay, it's going to happen on this day. No, that day. No, that day. No, that day. People just don't get it. You can't date set, because time happens in God's hands, not in ours. He'll rescue you when He's ready. When He's ready. Because He's busy collecting souls right now, many as He can, because He wished that nobody perish. Nobody. He trying to collect many souls as He can. That's what people don't get. Trying to collect many souls as He possibly can before He finally snatches His bride out the earth. In North Korea, they threatening to bomb us. They sending threats over here that they're going to bomb us and bomb Guam and bomb us. They was going to bomb Guam until Trump spoke out and scared Kim Jong-un, or I don't know if I pronounced the name right. He threatened him over the phone, and he finally backed off Guam. Now he's heading towards us now. They're threatening to bomb us now. So it's a lot of tensions happening in the Middle East. A lot of tensions. Tensions are growing stronger and stronger and stronger each day, each week, each month. And Ezekiel 38 and 39 is right around the corner. And that peace agreement, Daniel 9:27, that's right around the corner. So things are rapidly speeding up as we speak. So yeah, and things are rapidly speeding up. I can tell you this. You know how fast tires spin on a freeway? That's how fast time is speeding up that quick. 1 minute is 8 o'clock in the morning. Next minute is 9 o'clock at night. It's speeding up that fast. Especially age 1 minute, you're 18 years old. Next minute, you're 60 years old. Time is speeding up that fast. That's how fast the Lord's come back, because time is up. Time is up now. The Lord's had it. Everybody, the Lord had it. The Father had it. Jesus had it. Everybody had it with everything on this earth. He had it with all the sin. So time is rapidly speeding up, because everybody he's just about fed up with it. So the Lord's come back, Jesus come back to get His bride, and there's too many impatient people on this earth. It's too many, and too impatient. They don't got no patience at all. So, all right, guys. With that said and done. Sorry for the interruptions again. But that said and done, I just want to drop you guys the bottom line and tell you what's up about my rapture dreams and my point I'm trying to make. So, yeah, turn over to the Lord. If you have an empty void in your heart and it's dark, only way to fix that void and enter that void is the Lord. He's the only way to fill an empty spot. Worldly possessions can't do it. Only the Lord can do it, because all the worldly possessions are going to do to make things 10 times worse than what they are now. And so I'm driving you to commit suicide, which I hope the Lord that you don't do that. Because then your soul end up in a lake of fire set in heaven. You don't want that. So give your life to the Lord. If you feel that you're lonely and you got an empty spot in your heart and try to fill that void, that darkness in your heart, one person you shoot to, and that's the Lord, the Father. Let him fill that empty void in your heart. Believe me, literally, he's the only one that can do it. So, thanks for listening, guys, and love you all, and hope to see you in a rapture, and I hope to meet you at a Bema seat. Thanks, guys, and God bless.